Everyone, it's Autumn. Today I wanted to do a video talking about beauty pie candles. So I want to start off by saying that not everyone's scent preferences are the same. So I'm not going to approach this video in a way that just pretty much tells you this smells good, this smells bad. I will kind of let you know what smells good and what smells bad to me, but I'm gonna try to focus on what really stands out, what scents stand out in each candle to where you can make a more informed decision when you go to buy from them. So for those of you who are not familiar with Beauty Pie, they are a membership-based company that sells luxury quality beauty products, and they've expanded into like fragrance and candles and skincare and nail polish, and now even like supplements. So they are really just becoming like their own little Sephora within themselves. And I've done tons of videos on Beauty Pie, and I will just leave my Beauty Pie playlist linked up here if you want to check them all out. Not all of my videos about Beauty Pie have been positive. I think they're starting to figure things out as far as the way they're running their company, and I think things are going a lot smoother now. But also with that, I found that their prices are also starting to get a little bit higher as well. So maybe I'll do a video talking about that here soon, but right now we're just going to focus on the candles. So to start off, I want to mention that I mentioned this video in a Beauty Pie video probably a couple of months back now, and I've had multiple comments asking me where my Beauty Pie candle video is. And when I decided to do the video, I actually went onto the Beauty Pie website and I placed a candle order for the candles that I no longer had in my collection that I had used before, and for any candles that I hadn't tried before. The only candle that I ended up not purchasing was, it was like a hot cocoa with mint or something like that. I forget what it's called. I'll have it here on the screen. But it was a mint chocolate candle, and I just do not like mint chocolate scents, and I just didn't want to buy a candle, like spend over $20 on a candle that I knew that I wouldn't like. I did ask somebody who purchased that candle what they thought of it, and they actually really enjoyed it, to the point to where it almost made me want to buy it, but I didn't. So anyway, we're just going to talk about all of their other candles. I'm reaching into this bin. I'm not going into any specific order, but I'll just talk about each candle as I pull them out. And then also, the reason why it took me so long to get to it is because I spent over $200 on additional candles, plus I already had some in my cabinet, and I wanted to burn them, not like all the way down, but I did want to burn them so that I could get a good feel for each candle. So this first candle right here is the bitter orange and black currant candle. So here is the box. I stuck them all back in the boxes because there's actually quite a bit of good information on the boxes. So as you can see, this is the one and only candle that I did not let burn all the way down for this. If I want to burn it again, obviously I'm going to have to do that whole like tinfoil thing around it. But the reason I didn't is because this candle is so strong and unpleasant to me. And I know that I just said that I wasn't going to talk about candles that did not smell good, but they described this as a fresh, fizzy, energizing orange layered over clean lemon twist and hints of black currant, clove, nutmeg, and grapefruit. To me, this was super, super, super strong. You get the zest of the orange, like in the candle itself, like smelling it, I'm like, oh, like that's nice. It's a nice orange candle. Like it doesn't bother me smelling it in the candle itself. When I burn it though, it to me smelled like chemicals and cleaning supplies. And I think it's just the fact that there's so many citrus and like the lemon, when it says lemon twist, I'm pretty sure that they're meaning the zest part, and it does have like a really weird bitterness to it, which kind of makes sense because I'm pretty sure it's called bitter orange. So it is exactly what they say it is. It's just not for me. I prefer like more warming, comforting scents. This is something that I would burn I'm like trying to think of it. Maybe in like a really large kitchen area. Again, also mind you that I have a pretty small home, and I have this in my living room. And it's just not really a good scent for the living room. This would also be a nice candle if you have like a patio situation, to where you kind of want it to smell nice on the patio, but it's still like open to open air. This might also be nice on a spring or summer day when I've got a breeze going through the house and I have the windows open. But me burning this during the cold months with the windows closed and like having no escape, it was just a bit much. All right, so the next one, also in an orange box, is gingerbread, almond, and orange blossom. So I think that this might be a limited edition candle, maybe for the holidays if it's still available. I'll obviously have everything I talked about that's available linked. But this one comes in this kind of container, which is different from the other ones. That's why I think it's limited edition. But this is described as being gorgeous and gourmand with whiffs of cinnamon and ginger, a center of almond and orange blossom, and a soft musk underneath. And it is. It reminds me though of, do you like know those like those sort of country style, I guess, decor shops that are they're sometimes in the mall, sometimes they're standalone, but they sell like wreaths and candles and like wooden signs and like farm decor. This smells like the inside of one of those stores. And I think it's because of the cinnamon and the ginger. But this to me smells like one of those old country stores. I like the scent. Again, it's not really my kind of vibe, but if you sort of like cinnamon candles or that sort of candle potpourri sort of smelling thing, or if like your house is like going on a weird ramble about this, if your house is kind of like that farm decor sort of vibe, this is really warm and homey in that way. It's just not really my vibe. And which I kind of knew that going into some of these that I specifically bought for this video, because looking at the descriptions online, I know myself pretty well and what I enjoy smelling. So I kind of already knew exactly what I would like, and I was actually pleasantly surprised in the fact that I as a consumer knew exactly what I would like and what I wouldn't like. So a lot of these newer ones that I bought were not my favorite, and the ones that I had already talked about before were my favorites, just because I knew exactly what I would like. I do want to mention also, so far the throw on these two have been really good. And I forgot to mention the throw on those. Some of them it's a little bit different. Most of them though, the throw is really good. I also want to mention that these candles have a 60-hour burn time. So while they're relatively small, so, I mean, this isn't a huge candle. You know what? Wait just one moment. Okay, so for size reference, I had my daughter run and grab a Bath & Body Works candle. So these candles, when made, are 8.4 ounces, and a Bath & Body Works candle is 14.5 ounces. So this is a little less than double this. But I want to point out that a Bath & Body Works candle, does it say on here how many hours? I feel like they did at one point. Yeah, a Bath & Body Works candle, you get about 25 hours of burn time. You get 60 hours of burn time for this. So the quality of the candle is so much better. So even though it is a single wick candle that is about half the size, you get twice as much burn time as a Bath & Body Works candle, if that makes sense. So it's small but mighty. So if you're curious about how to justify the $20 price tag for these candles, again, Bath & Body Works candles retail for $25.50, and there are of course sales to where you can get them as cheap as like $10 to $15 depending on what the sale is and when it is. But again, that still equals, as far as burn time, that still equals to about what this is being a smaller candle, if that makes sense. So Anyway, I just wanted to go ahead and point that out if you guys were curious. All right, so this next candle is More My Speed. This is the Sweet Tobacco, Cedarwood, and Vanilla candle. And this is a sweet, softly rounded tobacco exhaling over cinnamon and cedarwood with a breath of smooth vanilla musk. And this candle is beautiful, it's comforting, it's not overwhelming, but you do smell it. Like, the house will smell good, but it's just not, you're not gonna be punched in the face with smell. This one is so good. And it is like, it's a really smooth tobacco, not like a, if you've ever like got a whiff of a can of like Skoal, it doesn't smell like that. It's not like a weird mentholated tobacco. It's just beautiful, smooth pipe tobacco, just a little bit smoky. It's a beautiful, beautiful scent. All right, so the next one I have here is Fluorosa. And this one was interesting to me. This is a gorgeous floral fruity top, reveals a twist of heady tuberose and sweet ylang ylang on a bed of vetiver, tonka infusion, and musk. So this to me is a straight up bathroom candle or if like you have like a sort of cottage core vibe in your bedroom with like your curtains flapping in the breeze, that is where this candle belongs. It's a beautiful floral kind of candle. It smells like expensive, but like not pretentious at all. It really is just a nice, soft floral. I like scents to be like more comforting. This isn't really a comforting scent to me, but it is a really gorgeous floral. And it did project well, it did smell nice. So this is a really nice one if you are a floral person. All right, so this next one is my absolute favorite candle from Beauty Pie, and I wish that they made this in a body fragrance. So I've done videos about their fragrances, which again, I will have the fragrance video that I did linked up here. But I didn't like any of their original fragrances when they did their Christmas sort of limited edition fragrance. I really enjoyed that one. And I really wanted them to maybe lean into maybe whoever is helping them make the fragrances for these candles also do the ones for the body fragrances. So this is something that I pronounce wrong every single time. Baya de Mel, I don't know. I don't even know why I try. Anyway, this is a crush of green basil and licorice milk mixed into balsam fir, guaiac wood, honey, and seductive vanilla musk. I mean, so, oh, this one I haven't used. I have, because this is one I keep out. I keep one in my bedroom and one in my living room. Like going, yeah, here it is. Here's the one that I currently have going. I've gone through several of these. Even my makeup brush holder is this candle. This is the candle to get from Beauty Pie. Should have saved it for the finale, but oh my gosh, it smells so good. It's warm, it's comforting, but also it smells like expensive. I would love to have this as a fragrance. This to me is also like a beautiful sort of like unisex fragrance. But like it reminds me, recently I've talked about some of the fragrances from Commodity. It reminds me of a mix, if I were to mix in like Commodity's Milk Plus, but like, which Milk Plus doesn't have the basil note in there. The basil note really like gives it like a, it's like comforting and green all at the same time. I can't stop smelling it. It's such an interesting fragrance. Absolutely gorgeous. Their best fragrance as far as candles goes, hands down. All right, video over. Just kidding. All right, so let's get into the next one. Here I have red currant and fig. So they describe this as an energetic and zesty berries with bergamot and amber over fig flowers, plums, and musk. This one is okay. To me, it's a beautiful garden scent because something in here, I feel like it's got like a smell in it, like along with the fig, of also like the smell of earth, like dirt. And not in a bad way. Like you really just smell earth in it. It's like the weirdest way to say that. It smells really good. It did not have the projection that I would want it to, but I also feel like if it had too much of a projection, it might become overpowering, kind of like this bitter orange one. But this is also like a beautiful sort of like, if you had a sunroom next to the garden, that is where I would burn this one. All right, so the next one is the final one that I had to burn for today. Somebody was asking on the previous video that I just put up when this candle video was coming up. And I was actually burning this one, and this was the last one. So I've already gone through one of these, and I moved it downstairs because that's where my laundry room is. And then I thought how hilarious it was that I even moved it down there, and I'll explain why. So this is Clean House, and this is lavender bushels, freesia, magnolia flowers bundled in fresh white cotton sheets, then spritzed with a nudge of musk. This 100% smells like fresh, clean laundry. Like dryer sheets. In a good way, not like, you know, that weird sort of like creamy synthetic dryer sheet smell that you get that's not good. This is like that without that. So kind of like the effect that your clothes has after using the dryer sheet. So like not the smell of the dryer sheet itself, but like your clothing after the dryer sheet, or even like fabric softener and your clothes have been out on the line for a while. But anyway, it just smells exactly like what it says, fresh white cotton sheets. So it was a bit much for me in my whole like kind of like grungy, comforting aesthetic. And to me, it just smelled like too much, like it was trying to smell like a laundry room. And so I put it downstairs, and I actually burned it in my laundry room, which in hindsight now is kind of crazy because my laundry room already smells like this because that's where I do the laundry. But I was burning it down there for a while, especially when my husband was home. His office is downstairs close to our laundry room. So he really enjoyed the scent. I went through one and then I repurchased it, which is funny because it was one of the scents that I was never going to repurchase, but then I repurchased for this video. So anyway, I might just reserve this for when my mother-in-law comes around, to where at least it smells like I've cleaned my house. So anyway, let's get into the next one. All right, so this one is pomegranate and basil roast. This is beautiful. To me, it smells like a diptyque candle, which I have a feeling that this diptyque is kind of the vibe they're going for as far as the candles are concerned, because these are the same size as diptyque candles, and then also these last as long as the diptyque candles. They're a 60-hour burn time, just like they are. And these, I believe, are also made in France. Yeah, these are also made in France. So this is beautiful. I typically don't go for like rose cleaning things, rose candles, because it goes a little bit like grainy and synthetic to me, but this one doesn't at all. So this describes it as a sexy sybaritic red fruit with a hazy halo of bass rose, artemisia, cinnamon, clove, cashmere wood, and patchouli. It really is a beautiful rose scent. And if this were a fragrance, I would say it's rose, but it's 100% unisex. It's just so nice. It smells like luxury. That's one that I would like burn if I were doing like one of those like beautiful, like kind of like flower petal, like oil baths, or I just wanted to like kind of feel pretty. This is the candle I would burn for that. Again, the throw on this is nice. It smells good. This is one that I keep all of my candles in a closet in my living room, and when I open the door, this is one that actually stands out and that I can smell over all of the other candles. So it's a really nice scent. All right, so this next candle is actually my second favorite candle out of all of Beauty Pie candles. And I feel like if I were to classify them, the Bahia de Miel, however you pronounce this, that would be like my wintertime favorite. And then now I'm going to show you my spring and summer favorite. So again, it's something I can't pronounce because I'm an uncultured swine, but this is Revs Dies. I don't know. So anyway, this says first, fresh mint oil, eucalyptus, and lemon. Second, a string of tea, basil, and crisp green leaves blending into ginger, which is gently nuzzled underneath. This smells amazing. I really do get the mint and the basil. The basil is really what gets me in this one. And this candle can go anywhere. This can go in the kitchen. This can go in the living room. Like, this is an everywhere candle. I mean, I wouldn't put it in my bathroom, but oh my gosh, it's an addictive smell. And it's like fresh and green in the way that's like naturally fresh and green. It's not synthetic. Like, it doesn't smell like clean house where some people would say this is a fresh scent. This just smells like fresh kitchen herbs. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Highly suggest that. The throw on that is amazing too. My friend Amy, she has a fragrance channel here on YouTube called Savor Salvage Scent, and she came over to visit, and the first thing she said when she walked into the house was how good it smelled, and I was burning this candle, which, by the way, I'm not gonna brag here, but I'm a terrible housekeeper, and when she came over to visit for the first time, I was literally on crutches after surgery. So it's not like my house smelled good because I'm like an incredible housekeeper that like keeps everything clean and it smells nice. It smelled good because of that candle. And that was a new one in the box. This is my sad used one that's been like hanging out in my living room. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. All right, so next candle is this one, which is their birthday candle. Unfortunately, I am not impressed with this one. It's beautiful presentation if you wanted to give it to somebody for a birthday. It even has like a little calendar on the side and all of that good stuff. And it just says happy birthday to you on here, and it doesn't really describe what's the scent is. So we will have to go to the Beauty Pie website, but I can tell you this, to me, it's just like your run-of-the-mill vanilla candle. So here's how they describe it. It says, with notes of almond, amber, and chocolate, it makes a great birthday gift. Delicious like a vanilla cake with bursts of almond, coupled with fresh hints of bergamot oil and freesia. It's spiced with black pepper and rounds down with warming notes of amber and chocolate. So to me, it does just smell like a vanilla candle. And the throw wasn't that impressive on it, but what I will say is when you burn it, it's kind of like you smell vanilla in the room and it's not overpowering. It's so weird with this one because it just smells nice and comforting and vanilla-like in the room, but it's not like overbearing. I mean, would I want this one to be stronger? Probably not, because it is just like a sort of creamy vanilla scent. But it's not one that I smell and I'm wowed by. I feel like there are tons of vanilla candles out there that you probably wouldn't have to pay $20 for. It's a nice gift. It's a nice presentation if you want to give it as a gift. But maybe if you know the person a little bit better, maybe get them one of the other candles that would maybe fit their scent preferences a little bit better. All right, so I have 3 more candles to talk about. This next one brings back a ton of memories. The scent is so familiar to a body lotion that I used to use when I was in college, and I can't quite put my finger on what the body lotion was, but if I remember correctly, it had to have been from like the Bath and Body Works aromatherapy line. because I went through a stage to where I felt like that was like sophisticated. Like I was too old for regular Bath and Body Works, but the aromatherapy line apparently I was okay with. So anyway, this is the bergamot and wild basil. And this smell just literally takes me back to when I was in college. I was living in a loft, or like, it's actually like an attic that was like converted into like it had like a bedroom and a bathroom up in an attic. And I was living up there. My roommate was the guy who owned the house. Anyway, this smells like college autumn. But anyway, this is described as essential oils of sweet lime, bergamot, grapefruit, and verbena over white flowers, iris, wild basil with a powdery patchouli moss base. So it really is like a really green sort of citrusy scent. I can't stop smelling it, and I wish that I could put my finger on the exact scent that this smells like. But anyway, if I were to put this in my house somewhere, which I have, obviously if you were somebody that like you have like a lot of plants, you have plenty of sunshine in your house, the windows open, this would be kind of like a beautiful sort of candle for all of that. And the reason I always like tell you like where I would put it or what kind of room I would put it in is because scents always give me like a visual kind of like where I would picture them, or with perfumes of like who is wearing that perfume, or what that person is, what kind of clothing that person is wearing, like what clothing goes good with that perfume. So with candles, for me, I automatically, my brain goes to where would I put this candle? What would the interior decor be with that candle? Like what does it go with? So anyway, that's what this reminds me of. It smells really good. It had a pretty decent throw, but again, it kind of has like that patchouli moss base with the citrus. And I feel like this candle may not be for everyone, because while it's comforting to me because it reminds me of a period in my life that I really enjoyed, it's not like what I would call a traditionally comforting scent. This would be a beautiful kitchen scent though. Like if you put this in your kitchen, I think that this would be amazing as a kitchen scent. All right, so next one is my third favorite beauty pie candle, and this is leather, violet, leaves, and labdanum. And the description on this says with elemi, I don't know what that is, raspberry, violet leaves in the lead, a leather, saffron, and suede center, and underneath a lovely mix of labdanum and musk. And it says it's a most handsome candle, which if they made this into a perfume, it would definitely be like a really beautiful like men's cologne. It's very like creamy and leathery. But to me, it just smells like a really expensive man, which I really like those sort of like manly cologne-y sorts of like candle scents. My favorite from Bath and Body Works, or I guess White Barn, is the mahogany teakwood. Love that. I mean, that's another thing to me that smells like a really good smelling man. So this is definitely a scent that I would put like in a study, an office, or a bedroom. I mean, you can put any of these candles anywhere, but just in my brain, that's where I think this would go. All right, and then this last scent, I had a really weird kind of like memory / reaction to it. This is, what do they call this? The Casa Coco. And I don't even know if this is still part of their line. I think this came out with like their whole like summer sort of like bronze collection or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, it comes in like a rose gold little decanter. And to me, this smells like a really fruity suntan lotion. And usually you only get like the super fruity types of suntan lotions when you go to tanning salons. But oh, I forgot to read the description. This says, this obsession worthy, this musky luxury scented candle sends out fresh top notes of blood orange and coconut, and then vanilla and tonka bean, and smells like warm citrusy sunshine on your skin. And it's so funny that they mention the citrusy sunshine on the skin. That's like a tongue twister. But it's funny that they mention that, because if I put my face down in this and I take a really deep breath, it reminds me of when I only did this like 2 to 3 times ever in my life, but when I would go to tanning beds like before prom in high school, and so you put that tanning lotion on you and then you're like frying your skin in the tanning bed. That is what this smells like to me. This smells like when you first get out of the tanning bed and you're all sweaty from having been laying in the hot tanning bed, but you also still have that tanning lotion on, like that super fruity scent. It's like a mix of that fruity scent plus your burnt skin and sweat. And I'm not saying that because I think it smells bad, because this candle does not smell bad. It has, I think it's the extra coconut possibly in it, that gives it like that over the top suntan lotion kind of smell, because a lot of suntan lotions aren't, there's coconut in them, but there's not like that much. But like this also has a fruit aside from the coconut. I know it says blood orange. I can't stop smelling it because it literally reminds me of like crawling out of a tan bed. The throw is nice on this. I would say right now though, as far as it being winter, I feel like it's harder even inside your home, unless like you have a humidifier, which we do, so I don't know why I'm saying that. But I feel like in the summer, scents tend to go a little bit further. Maybe it's if I have my windows open and the wind is circulating throughout the house or what, but I feel like in the winter, this scent and the birthday candle scent just kind of like don't travel as far as some of the other scents do when I'm burning them in the house. That is my final candle and my final thought. Overall, I think these candles are amazing quality. The packaging is amazing. The presentation is amazing. The throw is amazing, and the burn time is amazing. I'm just not crazy about all of the scents. If you've watched my channel for a while and you feel like you have similar sorts of scent preferences, I will go ahead and tell you the candles that I think you should not skip out on. Again, the other ones are beautiful, but I would say I'm like split half and half. So half of these are very much kind of like my aesthetic and the scents I really gravitate towards, and the other half are ones that you could just, they're kind of like take it or leave it. So leather, violet leaves, and labdanum I think is a must-have. It's a beautiful candle. I would say the bergamot and wild basil is a must-have, but I think that is only for me because it conjures up a memory. As far as like overall must-have as a candle, I wouldn't say it's a must-have, but maybe if you went through a phase in college where you thought you were super sophisticated because you were using the aromatherapy line from Bath & Body Works instead of regular Bath & Body Works, maybe this might be the candle for you. Then the pomegranate and basil rose, again, absolutely gorgeous, smells expensive if you like rose. I wouldn't say this is like your typical rose. This is a more like earthy, robust rose. It's a nice candle. Okay, sweet tobacco cedarwood vanilla, a must-have. And then the Bahia de Miel, say that wrong, also a must-have. This is my last must-have. This is the Revs de Yes, I don't know how you say that. This one is a must-have. So there's 6 of them that I'm really loving, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them that I could kind of just like take or leave. They're all very nice candles, but again, I'm like split in half of the ones that I absolutely love versus the ones that like I don't really need. Also, the ones that I absolutely love are ones that I already had and I didn't even need to really buy for this video. Whereas in the 7 that I had to buy for this video are not my favorite. So I'm glad to know that I know myself well enough to make informed decisions on what I would think is good. So anyway, I don't know if that all makes sense to you, but I hope that you enjoyed this video and I hope that you got something from it. And if you have any further questions, just go ahead and leave them in the comments and I will try to answer them to the best of my knowledge. If you're considering buying one of these and you want to know something that maybe I didn't mention in this video, just go ahead and let me know. And also, if you have opinions that are differing from mine regarding these candles, if you have tried them, go ahead and put that in the comment section, because I'm sure people who are shopping for candles on Beauty Pie might want to hear more than just my opinions on their candles. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video and I will talk to you soon. Bye.